Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll obviously be talking about the big return of Roman Reigns. WWE was really running with the caption, "You'll never see it coming," for this year's Summerslam event, and it was really hard to break that down and know what they meant by that. But now that we've seen SummerSlam, it's obvious what they were hinting to. The SummerSlam catchphrase of, "You'll never see it coming," was in reference to Roman Reigns' return, meaning that we won't see it coming. And to be honest, I was really surprised with Roman's return and didn't see it coming in this specific moment. There's been a lot of reports in recent weeks about Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar's return to WWE because of the move to the Thunderdome. Everyone was talking about that report, and it obviously seemed like it was true. If we just got Roman's return, it's safe to assume that Brock Lesnar's return could be around the corner as well. But let's focus on Roman's return because there's a lot to touch on here. This is Roman's first time in the ring since the entire situation started back in March. Roman's SummerSlam appearance was a real surprise to me because I thought he was nowhere near returning at all, especially after WWE had a little performance center outbreak a few months back. WWE just aired their documentary on the WWE Network about the backstage production of WrestleMania 36. It was a great WWE Network special itself, but one thing that stood out to me was the structure backstage. They probably had dozens of people in the performance center, all on top of each other, and obviously by the WrestleMania Network special, we can see that there were barely any face coverings or anything like that being worn backstage. Mind you, this was all being filmed in that first week of April, during one of the peaks, and just looking at the network special, it really didn't look like the safest place to be in the world, especially in April. The special did show that WWE was doing questionnaires and temperature checks, but I don't know, it just looked a bit hectic and too busy in there. This is also around the same time that Roman Reigns left the WWE, so maybe he had a quick look around the performance center that week and made his decision to sit out. Braun Strowman talked about Roman's decision during the network special and said that Roman's a great man and made the right decision. Strowman also gave thanks to Roman because that decision obviously allowed Strowman to accomplish his dream. But Roman Reigns is now fully back. Roman's return also lets me know that things must be really more secure backstage with the protection of the talent and the whole procedure. Roman clearly stated that he wouldn't be back until the threat was gone. So Roman coming back gives me the feeling that things must be really safe backstage compared to how it was a few months ago. So that's a great thing for all the talent backstage. Roman's return just gives me that sort of security that everything is safe backstage right now. So let's talk about Roman's return and his overall storyline direction. Reports are claiming that this was one of the most top secret surprises WWE has pulled off in quite some time. Obviously, they were hinting at something big with the "You'll never see it coming" tagline for SummerSlam, but still, no one was aware of what it actually was. Not even a majority of the people backstage. WWE creative members were in complete shock when they saw Roman because Roman was being held in a secret place right until the main event was about to end. So there was no time for any rumors to start circulating online. Roman Reigns and Vince McMahon were basically the only ones aware of what was going to happen, which is a great thing because if other people saw him backstage, then they would have started spreading it like crazy. So no one knew about this at all. If there's any insider, reporter, wrestling news site, or anything like that who claims they knew all along but was keeping it a secret, chances are they're seriously lying. If they knew, they would have spoiled it and broke it. Unless your source was Vince McMahon or Roman Reigns, no one knew about this until the last few moments of the main event. Roman's new t-shirt was also kept off the radars. Usually, WWE would advertise and promote new t-shirts early on. But in this unique case, the shirt design was not seen at all or put on the shop until after the SummerSlam main event. Let's take a look at the shirt and how the return played out. Roman comes out from where the crowd would be right behind the commentators. That's a nice touch. Sort of like a small Shield reference with him running in from the outside to take out Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. Roman heads into the ring to spear the new Universal Champion, The Fiend, and he takes out Braun Strowman as well. Roman stands over Braun and says, "I made you. You ain't a monster unless I'm here. Roman then goes to The Fiend and says, "This has always been mine. You're just a freak in a mask. You can't handle this responsibility." Absolutely loved those lines there by Roman. These are two huge monster superstars that he's targeting, yet he's telling them off like they're no one. Saying that Braun isn't a monster and that The Fiend is just a freak in a mask, I love those lines there by Roman, and it was great to see him back. But the only tricky part is figuring out what he is. Obviously, it seemed like The Fiend was turning babyface and Braun Strowman was the heel here in this specific match. Roman Reigns attacked the both of them. So what does that really make him out to be? Is he the heel for attacking Bray Wyatt, or is he the face for taking out Braun Strowman? I see everyone online screaming about this being a heel turn, but I don't really see it being that at all. I think Roman Reigns is one of those characters that will never fully turn heel. Maybe he'll get more edgy, but I don't think he'll be a full-blown heel. If anything, that's what my thoughts are on Roman Reigns. I think he's basically his babyface self, but a more edgy version. Sort of like a neutral character, like what Charlotte Flair was after this year's WrestleMania. Charlotte wrestled as a babyface one week, but would act heel the following week. I think that's the sort of character that we can expect to see from this version of Roman Reigns. He doesn't care if you're a good guy or a bad guy. If you're in his way and stopping him from reaching his goal, he's going to take you out. That's how I read his character just from this SummerSlam appearance alone. Let's talk about his shirt and another fan theory. Roman's shirt says, "Wreck everyone and leave." Does that quote remind you of anyone? Fans seem to relate Roman's shirt quote with the group Retribution. Retribution is all about wrecking everything and leaving. So, this new fan theory claims Roman Reigns to be the leader of Retribution. So, let's get into that right now. Honestly, this theory and idea is a bit out of reach, but I could understand why it's popular. Retribution continues to grow its numbers of members. Just look at Smackdown. There were so many members at Smackdown, and the number has really grown a lot since we saw the original 5 members. We still don't know what Retribution wants. This is something I touched on before. It'll be nice to maybe have a leader or spokesperson for the group that can explain why they're doing all this. But the fan theory is that Roman is to be that leader. Roman obviously didn't walk down the ramp with his music playing. He ran in from the outside, similar to Retribution, and he just tore everything apart. So I can see the similarities and the comparisons, but I honestly think this theory is too much out of reach. But I do like it. It would be interesting to see something like that, where Roman or another big star is revealed to be the leader, and then we get the explanation for Retribution's actions. But it looks like Roman Reigns will really be focusing his attention on getting that Universal title. So it'll be interesting to see Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title. This was originally going to be the main event of WrestleMania 36 before Goldberg got involved, but we finally get a chance to see how that story will play out and how Bray Wyatt will respond to Roman. What are your thoughts on the big surprise return of Roman Reigns? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all those notifications turned on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.